Good afternoon to all. Today I am going to discuss the very interesting topic, that is physiology of pregnancy and parturition. The pregnancy, the physiology of pregnancy is important because it is concerned with nutrition of growing fetus. Second, maternal changes needed to provide the adequate nutrition to growing fetus, and third, the maternal changes required for childbirth and lactation. So in this comes four headings. First one is fertilization, second implantation, third formation of placenta, and final changes. What are the changes occurs in mother during pregnancy? So first come, what is fertilization? Now we discuss one by one. So first is fertilization. Come to the fertilization. So this is about the maturation of the ovum, how ovum matures. ये पढ़ाया गया पहले आप लोग को, तो स्किप कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे. So in fertilization, when the after the male ejaculates semen into the vagina, a few sperms are transported upward from the vagina through the uterus and reaches the fallopian tube to the ampullary region, and it takes total time of about from cervix to fallopian tube. Total time taken by the sperm is approx 30 to 60 minutes. Total time from cervix to fallopian tube. So this transport of the sperm is aided by contraction of the uterus and fallopian tube, stimulated by prostaglandin in male seminal fluid, and also by the oxytocin released from the posterior pituitary gland of the female. Of the almost half a billion sperm deposited in the vagina. यहाँ बिलियन नहीं हो, कुछ ही स्पर्म होते हैं वो जो ऊपर जाते हैं, जितने भी डिपॉजिटेड होंगे उसका कुछ पोर्शन ही वो ऊपर तक पहुंचते हैं, एम्पुलरी रीजन तक. So during sexual intercourse, millions of the sperm are deposited in vagina. The sperms are viable for only 48 hours after ejaculation. They ascend upward into the uterine cavity and goes to isthmus of the fallopian tube. Then they slow down and capacitation occurs. Three factors predispose to capacitation in female genital tract. First is a sperm loses cholesterol in the female genital tract, and this weakens the acrosomal cap. The fluid in the female reproductive tract removes the various inhibitory factors attached to the sperm. Third, the calcium entry into the sperm enhances flagellar movement and also help in release of enzymes in acrosome. Only 50 to 100 sperms reaches the ovum. The ovum is viable for fertilization for a very short period, that is approx 15 to 24 hours following ovulation. Fertilization normally takes place in ampulla of the fallopian tube. A sperm on reaching the zona pellucida after penetration bind to the protein on this surface, and this induces the acrosomal reaction, which disintegration of the acrosomal cap, and there is release of the enzyme like acrosine. Then the sperm bind to the second protein on the zona pellucida, and this is followed by penetration of the sperm through the zona pellucida. So in this figure showing how the sperms penetrate the zona pellucida layer of ovum. So this is ovum, a sperm layer of zona pellucida here. In details, process of fertilization. This figure showing the process of fertilization. This is the ovum having first polar body. Nucleus of the ovum undergoing second mitotic division. Second polar body यहाँ से निकलेगा. This layer is zona pellucida. Sperms, spermatozoa here, and so here you can see acrosomal cycles, zona pellucida. This is the process how the fertilization takes place. First, fertilized ovum penetrate the corona radiata via membrane-bound enzyme in the plasma membrane of its head and bind to the ZP3 receptor on zona pellucida. Binding with the sperm, this receptor, this trigger the acrosomal reaction, and final there is penetration of the sperm, penetrating the zona pellucida layer and entering into the ovum. And here this is the final structure of sperm with head and its DNA. This one. So here the release of the ovum. It is taken by the fimbria, and here fertilization occurs. The sperm entering through this vagina to cervical canal, uterine cavity, and finally reaches the ampullary region where the fertilization takes place. This is the layer of uterine cavity, endometrium. This one is myometrium. Ovary, ovulated egg reaches here. Day 1, day 2, day 3. Fertilization occurs. Then this zygote forms, divide zygote, and finally morula and final blastocyst. This is the blastocyst which is reaching the cavity at about 7 days, 5 to 7 days लगते हैं generally. And this blastocyst finally get implanted into this endometrial cavity. यहाँ पे देख रहे हो ओवम में फर्टिलाइजेशन हुआ, जाइगोट बना, सेल डिवाइड किया, मोरुला, ब्लास्टोसिस्ट reaching here in the endometrium. Implantation occurs on day 5 to 7. So this is the process of fertilization. This figure showing how fertilization occurs. Final the male pronucleus, female pronucleus. There are two polar bodies. This is the zona pellucida layer. 2-cell zygote, 8-cell zygote after fertilization. So a sperm penetration acrosomal reaction. Once the sperm has entered the ovum, the oocyte divide again to form the mature ovum plus the second polar body is expelled. The mature ovum still carries in its nucleus female pronucleus is having 23 chromosomes. On entering the ovum, the sperm expels to form a male pronucleus. Later, the 23 unpaired chromosomes of the male pronucleus and the 23 unpaired chromosomes of the female pronucleus align themselves to reform a complete complement of 46 chromosomes, that is 23 pairs. Final 46 chromosomes formed. So this picture shows the different stages of cell division of the fertilized egg. यहाँ दो पोलर बॉडी हैं, क्लीवेज हुआ, मोरूला, ब्लास्टोसिस, formation of blastocyst occurs. In blastocyst there is inner cell mass. This is trophoblast. This layer is trophoblast, and this one is inner cell mass. So this picture shows how implantation occurs. The embryo develops approximately 1 week after fertilization of the egg, forming a blastocyst at the time of implantation. The endometrium is invaded by trophoblast cells that surround the blastocyst. Picture showing this is the blastocyst developing embryo. This one is endometrial surface epithelium of the uterus, maternal blood vessels. This layer is syncytotrophoblast. This layer is cytotrophoblast. Once the implantation has occurred, the decidual reaction transforms the entire uterine endometrium into the decidual membrane of pregnancy. Come to the implantation of the blastocyst. After reaching the uterus, the developing blastocyst usually remain in the uterine cavity an additional 1 to 3 days before it implant in the endometrium. Implantation results from the action of trophoblast cells that develop over the surface of the blastocyst. These cells secrete proteolytic enzyme that digest and liquefy the adjacent cell of the uterine endometrial dorsal wall. Once the implantation has taken place, the trophoblast cells and other adjacent cells proliferate rapidly, forming the placenta and the various membrane of pregnancy. So you can see here how this pod of trophoblastic cells penetrating the endometrial lining of uterus. So this one is the uterine cavity, endometrial layer. These are blood vessels, capillaries, maternal. Here is the cord of trophoblastic cells that is invading the endometrium. Advancing of cord trophoblastic cells. यहाँ पे आ रहा, ये पूरा अंदर आ रहा, इन्वेट करते हुए. So inner cell mass, amniotic cavity start forming here. This is decidua, blood vessels, capillaries here, and these are the cords of trophoblastic cells. So this is the final, how the implantation completed. Hold this comes inside, and finally the blastocyst is completely buried in the endometrium, and this one is developing embryo, amniotic cavity here start developing. Early nutrition of the embryo. Corpus luteum secretes progesterone. Endometrial stromal cells extra quantity of glycogen, protein and lipid and some minerals there is present. After implantation, the uterine endometrial stromal cell swells and decidual reaction, that is known as decidua. As the trophoblastic cell invades the decidua, digesting and absorbing it, and the stored nutrient in the decidua are used by the embryo for growth and development. And during the first week after implantation, this is only means by which the embryo can obtain the nutrient, may up to the 8 weeks. The placenta also began to provide nutrition 1 week after the implantation, after formation of placenta. So this is the picture. एट 4 वीक ऐसा दिखेगा, 8 वीक में ऐसा, 12 वीक एंड फुल टर्म, दिस इज फुल टर्म बेबी। प्लेसेंटा यहाँ पे है, यहाँ फॉर्मेशन हो रहा है, इम्बेडिंग पूरा हो गया, इम्प्लांटेशन completed here, formation of placenta occurs, this is in growing embryo, in last picture this is the umbilical cord of the baby containing 2 arteries as 1 vein, amniotic fluid, this one is fetus, this is placenta, these are placenta villi, here placenta villi, in between this there is intervillous space, this is uterine decidual tissue having arteries and vein, these are the fetal vessels. So this is the placental maternal feto-maternal unit. Picture of feto-maternal here. How the placenta forms. While the trophoblastic cord from the blastocyst are attaching to the uterus, the blood capillaries grown into the cord form the vascular system of the newly forming embryo. Simultaneously, the blood sinuses supplied with the blood from the mother develop around the outside of the trophoblastic cords, and then the trophoblast cells send out more and more projections, which becomes placental villi, into which the placental capillary grown. Thus, the villi carrying the fetal blood are surrounded by sinuses that contain the maternal blood. The final structure, the fetus blood flow through 2 umbilical artery and then into the capillary of the villi, and finally back through a single umbilical vein into the fetus. The mother blood flow from the uterine artery into large maternal sinuses that surround the villi and then back into the uterine vein of the mother. Nutrient and other substances passes through the placental membrane mainly by diffusion, in much that same manner that diffusion occurs throughout the alveolar membrane of the lung and the capillaries membrane. This is the structure of placenta. This picture showing the structure of placenta. Here the uterine artery and vein, 1 vein and 2 arteries. These are not important in your level. This is a picture of the human fetus surrounded by amniotic sac. This one is amniotic sac, yeah, containing amniotic fluid. This is the fetus. So what is pregnancy? Pregnancy is characterized by a steadily increasing level of estrogen and progesterone, which maintain the endometrium for the fetus. In fetus suppresses ovarian follicular function by inhibiting FSH and LH secretion and stimulate development of the breast. Fertilization. If fertilization occurs, the corpus luteum is secured from the regression by human chorionic gonadotropins, which is produced by placenta. So the placenta, major source of the estrogen and progesterone during pregnancy, cannot synthesize this hormone by itself, require the assistance of both mother and fetus. The fetus, placenta and mother are interdependable functional units. Joint effort in steroid biosynthesis lead to concept of fetoplacental maternal unit, or simply it is known as fetoplacental unit. During pregnancy, maternal level of progesterone estrogen increases. In early pregnancy, first trimester, that is up to 7 weeks after conception, HCG that is manufactured by the syncytial trophoblast, they secure the corpus luteum, that is the source of the estrogen and progesterone, until the fetoplacental unit is able to synthesize its own estrogen and progesterone. So in first few weeks, that is up to 7 weeks, the main source of estrogen and progesterone is corpus luteum. After that, the placenta becomes synthesizing estrogen and progesterone. HCG, also known as the second leukotropic hormone, action similar to LH of the anterior pituitary, maintains the function of corpus luteum up to 7 weeks after conception. HCG converts the corpus luteum of the menstruation into the corpus luteum of pregnancy. After 8 weeks of gestation, coordinated biosynthetic activity of maternal placental fetal unit maintains the high level of progesterone and estrogen. Pregnancy is divided into 3 trimesters: first trimester, second trimester, and third trimester. First 3 months is first trimester, second 3 months second, and last one is third trimester. So in second and third trimester, progesterone is produced by the placenta. Estrogen are produced by the interplay of the fetal adrenal gland and the placenta. The fetal adrenal gland synthesizes DHEAS, which is then hydrolyzed in the fetal liver, and these intermediates are transferred to the placenta, where the enzyme removes sulfate and aromatizes to estrogen. The human placental lactogen is produced throughout the pregnancy, and its actions are similar to those of growth hormone and prolactin. Progesterone, placental progesterone functions. It help to preserve the pregnancy by promoting growth of the endometrium, convert the secretory endometrium of the luteal phase of menstrual cycle to decidual during pregnancy, and it has got marked inhibitory effect on uterine contraction, and it is important for the development of alveolar system of breast. Inhibit uterine prostaglandin production and promote the uterine quiescence and delay cervical darkening. It precursor of corticosteroid synthesized by the fetal adrenal cortex, therefore help in growth and development of the fetus. It has got immunosuppressive activity, contribute to the immunological privileged stage of pregnant uterus by inhibiting T cell lymphocyte mediated process that play important role in tissue rejection. So the fetus is retained inside the mother. Come to the placental estrogen function. Enlargement of the uterus, breast and female external genitalia, relaxes various pelvic ligaments and make the pelvis more capacious. Development of lactiferous ductal system of the breast, stimulate prolactin secretion and production of the hormone binding globulin in the liver. And it also got enhanced receptor mediated uptake of LDL. It stimulates the cell proliferation of fetal tissue. It helps in fetal development and organ maturation. It helps in increasing fetal lung surfactant production. Stimulates Leydig cell of the male cell to produce testosterone. It also increases uteroplacental blood flow. So during pregnancy, its production increases very much. So estrogen low in fetal demise, ligation of umbilical cord with fetus, placenta insitua and anencephaly. Come to fetoplacental unit. The fetus, mother and placenta act in close cooperation of the steroid hormone biosynthesis in the fetus and placenta, behaving almost as a functional unit. And that is why these three compartments acting together are known as fetoplacental maternal unit, or in short fetoplacental unit. So these are not very important in your stage. This picture is maternal unit, placenta unit is a fetal unit. Progesterone. There is some changes occur in maternal side in pregnancy, and these changes affect the changes occur in maternal in uterus, in different body system and organs. In uterus, there is hypertrophy of the muscles and formation of new fibers. All these effects are seen during the first 2 and 3 months of pregnancy in uterus. And the changes in body system also occurs, like changes in blood volume increases by 30%. The changes in plasma protein, total plasma protein concentration decreases. And in heart, there is enlargement due to pressure of the enlarging uterus on the diaphragm. Cardiac output increases, stroke volume increases, and the systemic blood pressure, both systolic and diastolic blood pressure, decreases. In respiration, there is increase in pulmonary ventilation due to increase in tidal volume and frequency of the breathing. In GIT, in first trimester, there is feeling of nausea and vomiting, and this condition is known as morning sickness. And there is decrease in motility of the stomach and colon. And in kidney, urinary system, increased GFR. This lead to increased rate of solid present for the absorption. And this may account for glycosidia in pregnancy. In endocrinal gland, there is some changes occurs. There is mild enlargement with hyperplasia, increase in thyroid gland seen, and there is increased thyroxine output. And in skin, there is pigmentation of the nipple breast seen. There is also stretch marks present on abdominal wall. So these are the changes occur in maternal side during pregnancy. Come to the parturition. What is parturition? Parturition is the process of giving birth to young ones. The uterine contraction, which are painless in first half of pregnancy and mild in intensity initially, and then after it becomes much greater and more frequent, and then becomes painful, and this uh, leads to initiation of labor pain, and there is process of giving birth of the baby starts, and that is the condition known as parturition. So throughout pregnancy, progesterone increases the threshold of uterine contraction. Near term, the estrogen-progesterone ratio increases, which makes the uterus more sensitive to contractile unit. So the initiating events in parturition is actually unknown, but it is thought that there is nervous control and hormonal control. The nervous control play little role in control of the parturition, and nervous control has got little role, and the hormonal control is important. So the how the hormonal control occurs. Oxytocin is a powerful stimulant of the uterine contraction. Blood level of oxytocin do not change before labor. So in hormonal control for the parturition, this is a picture of the stage, different stage of labor. So here you in parturition is triggered off by release of corticotropin releasing factor from the fetus hypothalamus and from the placenta, and it promotes the release of ACTH from the anterior pituitary in the fetus, and this acts large fetal adrenal cortex to increase the secretion of cortisol, which causes which passes from fetus into placenta and causes the increased estrogen secretion, and this increase estrogen secretion, which leads to 100-fold increase in number of oxytocin receptor in the myometrium, and this causes normal oxytocin level to initiate the uterine contraction setting, and there is feedback mechanism. जैसे ऑक्सीटोसिन निकलेगा वो यूट्राइन कंट्रैक्शन को बढ़ाते जाएगा. So, and there is final distension of the cervix and vagina and birth of the baby. So there are different stages in parturition. First stage, second stage, third stage. So this is the stages of labor. So you come here, labor. What is labor? So labor, in labor there is painful uterine contraction occurs, that is known as labor pain, and contraction is increase in intensity and duration when progression of labor is progress. And in first stage there is dilatation of the cervix. In second stage there is delivery of baby, and in third stage the delivery of the placenta occurs. So this is the different stage of labor, first, second, third mainly. So that is all about the physiology of pregnancy and parturition.